Imagine a young pharaoh ascending to the throne of Egypt, not yet fully in his own right, stepping into a kingdom rich with culture, wealth, and power, but also surrounded by ambitious neighbors and potential threats. This young ruler, Thutmose III, would become one of the greatest military leaders of ancient history, earning the title Napoleon of Egypt long before the world would even dream of such a comparison. His campaigns reshaped the Near East, expanded Egyptian influence to unprecedented levels, and secured a legacy that still echoes today. Thutmose III came to power as Kharigian with his stepmother, Hatshepsut, who ruled effectively for 2 decades. While he matured, though overshadowed early on, Thutmose was trained in warfare, administration, and diplomacy, preparing him for the challenges of ruling a kingdom on the edge of the Mediterranean world. By the time he assumed full authority, he was ready to act decisively. The geopolitical situation was precarious. Egypt faced rebellious vassals in Canaan and Syria, independent kingdoms threatened borders, tribute payments were irregular, and foreign powers watched for any sign of weakness. The pharaoh understood that maintaining Egypt's wealth and stability required more than offense. To secure prosperity, he needed to dominate the region. Thutmose III's first campaigns demonstrated his strategic brilliance. He moved swiftly through the Levant, using surprise, speed, and intelligence to defeat enemies who had long resisted Egyptian control. His army was carefully organized, combining infantry, archers, and chariot divisions in coordinated attacks that overwhelmed opponents. Unlike many rulers who relied on sheer numbers, Thutmose emphasized planning, reconnaissance, and disciplined execution. One of his most famous battles was the Battle of Megiddo, where Thutmose faced a coalition of rebellious Canaanite states. Instead of taking the obvious route into enemy territory, he chose a narrow, less expected path that caught his opponents off guard. Using intelligence gathered from scouts and spies, Thutmose positioned his forces strategically, cutting off, retreat, and forcing decisive engagement. The result was a remarkable victory. The rebels were crushed, their cities plundered, and their tribute secured. This campaign set a precedent for his entire reign. Thutmose III understood that Egypt's power depended not only on military dominance, but also on psychological impact. His victories sent a clear message to other kingdoms. Defiance would not be tolerated. He combined force with diplomacy, installing loyal governors, collecting tribute, and integrating conquered peoples into Egypt's administrative network. Conquered lands remained under Egyptian influence for decades, creating a buffer that protected the heart of the kingdom. Over his 30-year reign, Thutmose III conducted at least 17 major campaigns, extending Egypt's borders from the Fourth Cataract of the Nile to the Euphrates River. He secured trade routes, controlled critical resources, and stabilized the region in a way few rulers ever achieved. Every campaign was meticulously recorded in inscriptions and reliefs, not only celebrating victories, but also providing a historical record of strategy, logistics, and diplomacy. What set Thutmose III apart was his ability to combine military skill with governance. Conquest alone does not create lasting power. Administration is equally crucial. He reorganized provinces, standardized tribute systems, and strengthened the central government. Egypt's wealth grew, allowing monumental construction projects, elaborate temples, and artistic achievements that symbolized the nation's strength. Thutmose's campaigns also demonstrated innovation. He perfected the use of chariots in battle, improving coordination between cavalry and infantry. He emphasized mobility, rapid communication, and supply chain management concepts that modern military leaders would recognize. His ability to adapt to terrain, weather, and enemy strategy made his forces nearly unstoppable in the field. Despite the violence of conquest, Thutmose III was also a diplomat. He maintained alliances, respected local customs when convenient, and integrated new territories into the Egyptian cultural and religious system. This dual approach of military power and administrative control allowed Egypt to maintain stability across a vast area that included diverse peoples, languages, and religions. The long-term impact of Thutmose III's campaigns was profound. Egypt became the dominant power in the Eastern Mediterranean, controlling trade, culture, and politics. Neighboring empires deferred to Egyptian authority, and vassal states contributed tribute that funded art, construction, and wealth within the kingdom. The pharaoh's legacy shaped Egypt's imperial ambitions for generations. Yet Thutmose's story also offers lessons about the nature of power. Military brilliance alone does not guarantee success. Integration, governance, and psychological authority are equally important. He combined force with foresight, ensuring that victories translated into sustainable influence. His reign exemplifies the delicate balance between conquest and administration of balance. Many rulers failed to maintain. Thutmose III also underscores the role of vision and preparation in leadership. From a young age, he trained for the challenges of war and politics, understanding that Egypt's security and prosperity depended on action, not complacency. His foresight allowed him to capitalize on opportunities, anticipate threats, and make decisions that reverberated long after his death. In art and inscriptions, Thutmose III celebrated not only victories, but also the order he imposed on the chaotic world beyond Egypt. Scenes depict vast armies, conquered kings, and tribute flowing into the royal treasury. These images were propaganda, but they also reflected real achievements. Campaigns that required logistics, discipline, and strategic thinking on a scale unmatched at the time. Ultimately, Thutmose III's campaigns remind us that empires survive and thrive not only through might, but through vision, intelligence, and careful planning. He transformed Egypt from a regional power into a formidable empire whose influence extended for centuries. His military genius and administrative foresight created stability, wealth, and prestige that became the hallmark of the new kingdom. The story of Thutmose III is timeless. It is a lesson in leadership, strategy, and the interplay between power and responsibility. It shows that a single, determined, and capable ruler can alter the course of history, securing prosperity for generations and leaving a legacy that endures far beyond their lifetime. So here is a question for you. Do you think Thutmose III's success came mainly from his military genius, strategic planning, or his ability to integrate conquered lands into a lasting administrative system? Comment below and share your view. And if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more detailed historical narratives explained clearly and completely.